So the biggest thing that employers look forward is that how you are going to help their organization in a certain way. There are three things that always employers look forward. If you're able to save the cost, or if you are able to earn more revenues for them, or if you are able to handle their customers very effectively. It's not important that where you want to land up. More important thing is that practically where employers will see you fit into their organization.
There's a saying in Ireland lately when I'm around people who are searching for jobs that luck matters.
We'll call it as a luck, but I would say that power of networking.
It's another, I would say, key three things to keep in mind when you're networking with someone, because you don't want to sound as in ki mujhe job de do.
You need to understand the relationship of giving and taking. If you are taking something, what are you giving in offer?
Is Ireland focusing more on like journal skill, if we say about the labor jobs? Ireland has a more focus, or like they need a qualified people as well?
For people who are not into mainstream IT, pharma and technology, so IT, pharma and finance, it is going to be harsh for them.
You remember, like in our last podcast, you talked about the 50-50 rule back in the companies down here. So the thresholds are increased now. Okay, 34, 38, everything is there. Are companies also welcoming this threshold, and then they're like, okay, now we also need to increase? Or what is the mindset, do you think, of the current companies in Ireland would be?
Well, that's a very good question. I would say that this is a question of the day. So, and this is a very good question actually. Some people might think that why there is so much hue and cry of that. Salary increase, companies will increase the salary, people will get more money, everybody happy. I don't think so that will go like that. And why it won't go like that? Because first of all, inflation has not been that high that a salary of 30 will go back to 38 or 34, a salary of 32 will go back to 38 or 44. That's one thing. Second thing is that companies need a reason to increase the salary. Okay. Although in some of the reports like Manpower Group or some other people, they are saying that there have been some reports over there that companies will be willing to increase the salary, but we don't have a hard data for that. But logically speaking, if I run a company and if the salary threshold is increased, and if I have got an alternative option of hiring a local candidate, I'll be more preferred to pay the correct salary and go back. Okay. Now see that if it's especially if the skill is into general work permit. Okay, I'm going back and I'm hiring a HR recruiter. Okay, or an inside salesperson. Just coming back into general work permit. One person is demanding 34, or maybe in 2025 it will be demanding 38.
Straight away.
So let's take next year that someone is demanding 38 because it's a non-EU candidate, and someone is demanding 32, a local candidate. So the good thing about local candidate is that he's local. He'll be able to sell more. Second thing is he understands the local traditions as well. He might be having some local experience as well. The new candidate that will be coming back will not be having all these things. Plus he'll be demanding 6,000 euros more. I would be anyways going back for local candidate. Coming back to critical skill candidate. 2024 threshold is still okay. It's 38. Let's talk about 2025 threshold. Okay, 44,000 euros. I'm hiring a person like UX engineer, UI engineer, UI UX engineer. He's asking for 44,000 euros. Now, here the trick comes. What if I don't get too many UI UX designers in Ireland itself? I'll be forced to hire him for 44. But what if we have the other UI UX designers in Ireland, where I'll be able to find it 32, 34, 36, I'll be hiring that out. So even in critical skills, if we go back, so for critical skills, the thing is that government has made the things like critical. But in practically, some critical skills are not critical. For example, if you go back for data analyst, if you go back for business analyst, these are all critical skills. But if you take a job vacancy in market, you'll get too many people in business analyst, data analyst, and all those things. So it is not the case that I have to pay 44,000 euros because I can easily get 34 or 36 in the market that he can work for a business analyst roles at a lower experience side. I'm talking about less than 3 years of experience. By the way, if you are a business analyst with 5+ years experience, the salary will go much beyond 44. Don't worry on that. Okay, so don't get worried about this. You will make much more money. But in these cases, it could be a problem.
But that said, that totally makes sense. And remember, like when I talked about the outsourcing thing, you would, like, as being an entrepreneur, you would also think, okay, let me outsource the work, which is like the work is work. The world is digitalized right now. Same work with lesser amount I can get from anywhere, like say Asia side or something. But how will Ireland maintain that 50-50 ratio then? If they are going into, as in like immigrants and Irish national, they have to maintain that business status there. If they are hiring like 32,000 for an Irish national, not a 38,000, won't that change the ratio perspective, and how would companies work on that?
So your question is wrong here.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. Okay, so you guys understand the 50-50 ratio. It just means that if you are hiring a non-EU candidate, the maximum amount of non-EU candidate that you can hire is 50%.
Okay.
So if you have a company of 100 people, the maximum amount of non-EU candidates you can hire is 50.
Okay.
But you can hire 70 Irish people or 70 EU people. You can even hire 99 or 100 EU candidate. There is no problem with that.
Okay.
Okay.
There's no hard rule on that.
There's no hard rule. The only hard rule is that non-EU people cannot be more than 50%.
Okay, that's the rule.
But there is no under rule. There is no under rule.
That's the maximum
It could be 49, 48 or even 0%.
Okay.
Yeah. So 50-50 ratio will not be a problem at all.
Yeah.
Rather, it will be beneficial for them.
Definitely, like then it would be a whole Irish company.
It will be a whole Irish company.
Why do they want to go for that? And like currently, as you said, like from 2016 onwards, the immigration has boomed a lot. Like I myself came in 19, and things have changed. You have been here more than that, like. But we have, like, recently you might be knowing there's a video being viral in Dublin city centres, the rights and everything, and the questions are coming, is Ireland the safest place or not? Why is the rights? Is this rights against us, like that we are being here? Or what's the whole scenario do you think about it is?
I would say that one should not be paying much attention on that.
Yeah.
Okay, the key reason is that it was an unfortunate incident by some immigrant who did an unlawful thing towards kids, and the local people around them, they gathered and they reacted in a blast. It was a very unfortunate incident, should not have happened. And there was some anti-immigrant slogans about that. And some people started feeling that Ireland may not be an immigrant-friendly country now onwards. But that's not the case. We are very much safe. We are very much feeling okay. There has not been any further incident beyond of that, and thanks to Garda and all other people and the government especially to maintain the safety. I don't think so that if anybody is coming to Ireland thinking about it's not safe, it's not true, it's good. The only thing is that, yes, I'm sensing this, that authorities might be looking at immigrations very carefully now. That only people who deserve to come in, only people who come back here, who have the right to come in and who could be contributing to the state, they only should come in over here. I was seeing the Taoiseach's statement in one of the news a day before yesterday, and it pointed out that exactly that they will be able to pay the financial things rather than accepting the migrants. I'm yet to go back and read the full his statement. But what I understand is that now Ireland will be very much careful about who are the people who are coming to Ireland. And as an Irish state, it should be good as well. That as you say that some people come here and struggle and they don't get jobs, anything. It could be a good thing as well that people who only deserve to come in should come in over here. Otherwise, they will be losing out their money and time and foods.
That's true. And like let's say this return on investment, if we come on that. If a person is coming, let's say Trinity College or like DC or like UCD, minimum they're like 20,000 euro they're taking loan, or 25,000, more than that.
Definitely more. In university colleges it is more.
No, definitely it's like course depend on the courses as well, whatever they're doing. Like and like let's say there's this guy who has a 3 years experience, he's paying 25,000 on that. The return on investment for the next 2 years, will he be able to get that return on investment in 2 years, or it's a longer time, or is Ireland a good place for a return on investment?
Well, I would say that it's a very tricky question actually, and because it will differ from different people. Okay. So if you get the jobs, if you have 5+ years of experience, and if you have got jobs, then suppose, let's take an example that you have paid 25,000 euros and you have 5+ years of experience in one of the core critical skill like project management, business analyst, data analyst, or maybe UX design, software engineering, or maybe quality assurance in pharma, or maybe financial analysis, and you have 5 years experience, then roughly I would expect that you will be making around 55,000-60,000 euros. Roughly, okay, plus minus 10%. Okay, your fee is how much? 25,000 euros. Okay, so you pay 25,000 euros, and provided in the first year of your graduation you get a 55 to 60,000 euros job. Then roughly I would say that, and if you make 60,000 euros, how much you'll be making each month in hand? Roughly around 3,000 plus. 3,000 plus. Okay, so and 6 is 18, so 7 months of time, 7 or 8 months, you'll be able to pay off all your bills, or not your bills, but all your cost over there. And so roughly I would say that in 1 year time, you'll be able to pay back all the period. So it's all about whether you may get the job or not. Suppose you don't get a job and you work at the minimum wage. Minimum wage is somewhere around 1240.
now.
So in 1240 you're working on minimum wage, and if you multiply by 40, roughly, and you then multiply by 52 in the yearly, it will be somewhere around 30k, something.
Somewhere,
or even less than that. So if you do that, then it will always be under trouble, because you're making around a minimum wage, half of the salary. In all this case, you'll not be able to make up that much, and then you'll be doing a job like standing at a till, working, sweeping the floor, working in some few fast food joints.
Like security
is one of the
main, like everyone in Dublin is just going for security.
So in this case, your own pride and prestige will be low. You'll not be feeling good that you did not come to Ireland to do a security guard. Especially you understand the reputation of a security guard in India. So
definitely.
Although security guard here is respectfully
well paid,
well paid and very respected. But you know the reputation of security guard in India, and this is not what you do after doing your masters. So I would say that return of investment is quite good if you get the job. If you are working in a minimum wage, then it's the worst return of investment I would ever expect. I've seen many people who think that they will become a Lord Sahab something of this thing when they come to Ireland, and they end up sweeping the airport floors. So if you come here for education, be serious about that, and make sure that you land up for a job. And there is no looking back. Sometimes when you come back for a war, you don't look back. You just do everything and you burn the bridges behind. And that's how you proceed.
That should be the mindset.
So if you get the job, then there's no problem with the return of investment. I would say that it will be less than 1 year.
But like as you said, let's say a person has a package of 60,000, he's getting like 3,200 or somewhere 3,000 plus only. But the expenses here in Ireland are also pretty high, especially like if you say about the accommodation, like one third of the salary of most of the people, I think 1/3 or like less than that, more than that is going into accommodation. Saving is another issue which a lot of people are facing here. With that issue and return of investment of the 25,000 loan, how, like 1 year, I don't think so people can repay.
Okay, so that is, you are very much right. So I'm talking from the conceptual perspective. That you get that the 25,000 euros that you have spent, you have earned that euros within a year. But if you want to repay your loan, it's a separate aspect. So repaying your loan is again a separate aspect. But if you have a good job, just understand that if you have a 60,000 euros job, then you can repay it. Anyways, the bank will give you a couple of years for that. You will be saving. I know that will 1/3 of the cost that will go back in your accommodation and everything. But as a single person, you'll still definitely be able to save that if you have got a 55,000-60,000 euros job. Maybe not in 1 year, but in 3 years' time, you will be able to do that.
And like remember last time when we had this podcast, you said a very good statement, which I think a lot of people also reflected in their mind. Like some people come here to earn, but some people come here to study and make a.
So whether you're coming for learning or you are coming here for earning. So if you're coming here only for earning, it will be a bit of a problem because you'll be earning instantly. But in the longer term, you'll not be able to do much. If you're coming here for learning and really getting some education, because I told you that when I was into Trinity doing my MBA, my colleagues used to work part-time, and I had a choice to work in the part-time and to spend that time in my certifications, in my job search, in my networks. So instead of working for part-time, I utilized my time over there, and the result, I got too many great jobs, and then I selected one of them. So it will always be different whether you're coming for earning and learning. But yes, one thing is that people know them better, but I would always suggest that do not fall for instant gratifications. Focus on your long-term goals and what can take you there. It may be possible that you may have to work for part-time roles in order to sustain. But do not keep your eyes off. Do not consider that this part-time. Do not do part-time job with a perspective of a full-time job. It will not land up anywhere, and this would be a biggest poison you guys could have.
And like I tell you, this is a real example. I have been knowing while going and meeting people. There is a house in Dublin, okay, and there are literally 8 people staying in that house, okay. 8 people staying in a 2-bedroom apartment, and all of them are into security. Their mindset of those 8 people, when I had a chat with them, they were like, for the next 2 years, which is 1 + 2 years, we just need to earn like money, good amount of money, and just go back. Okay, which is a good sense if you're just here like paisa banana hai, mujhe ghar jana hai. But like that 2 years, won't that be a very big gap in your CVs and professional life if you think of going back to India and then pursuing again? Do you think that's a good ideology for a person to come in Ireland just to do security and earn money and go back?
I would definitely not recommend that. That's one of the most stupid advice I would give to anyone. Okay. If you really have a career, is like a marathon. You look back for next 25, 30 or even 35 years. Look back that what you are going to do. So how we make the career like that? You spend 1 year. The experience of 1 year gives you the boost for the second year. The 2 years experience will give you the boost for another 5 years. So if I have 10, 15 years of experience, I would say that this is what I learned in my 15 years, and this is what I'm going to sell my previous experience in my future experience. If you do all these things, you will not be able to sell anything. And secondly, in security jobs, you will always somewhere around the minimum wage. Little bit higher than minimum wage for sure. You won't be making 60,000 euros.
Definitely no. That's
in this. So for a comfortable life, I would say that comfortable life. If you are making 55, 60 in Ireland, then you are living a comfortable life over here. Below that, it may be possible that if you are single, if you are okay, if you are living in a shared apartment, then you can cut down your cost and still live comfortably. But overall, at a threshold, I would say that if you're making 55, 60, then you will be at a comfortable position over there. So you won't be making it over there. So one should always, and I say to all your viewers that one should always be forward looking. One should not be holding the instant gratification like making quick money or something. It won't give you much things.
And also I have seen this drastic change in Dublin specifically, the amount of businesses that are growing straight away, like Indian stores, let's say, the Indian market, like you have multiple restaurants just opening and just booming in the market. How is everything just happening so fast?
So as you say that there's a mass immigration of Indians coming in. Okay. And from 2016 onwards. If you do the things as per the line. Okay. So within 2 years of your job, you will be getting a stamp form, which is like a permanent visa or a permanent, like a green card. Not exactly a green card.
Not exactly the green card, but like,
I've seen some YouTube videos. Oh my God. Rubbish. Okay. So you get a green card, kind of a green card, stamp for, and then you can open up your own business over there. Ireland, many people say that Ireland is a technology market. Even I have said it once, not once but many times, but I'll correct myself. It is a technology market, but more than technology market, it's a business hub. A lot of companies come here to do the business. Even Microsoft, Google, Facebook, they all come here to do the business. Why? Because of the lower corporation tax, 12.5% corporation tax. So you pay a very low corporation, and Ireland's corporation tax is one of the lowest, not only in Europe, but I guess in the world.
Okay.
We'll rank really those countries which have got a really low corporation tax. I guess in America it is 37.5%.
Okay.
So I'm not very sure, but it's roughly around
that.
Definitely more than 35%.
Yeah.
So if we compare it with America and Ireland, 12.5 and 37 is a big difference. So as an entrepreneur, companies pay a less amount of corporation tax, and they can make more business. And maybe government is business friendly. They want more business to come in, and the key reason is that you have more business, you create more jobs. So they want to create more jobs, and this way they are getting their own citizens and own people in more jobs business. And that's why everybody who comes here, they try to open up the business, and that's what everybody's doing. So when you get a stamp for, the first thing I've seen many people, especially Indians, the moment they get the stamp for, within 4 months,
khana bechna hai, khana nahi acha hai.
And food market, oh my god, it's like a next data analyst market.
True.
So I guess that half of the Indians who come here, they come here for data analyst. Okay. And at the similar thing, the other half of entrepreneurs who lead their entrepreneurship journey, they do the food business in some way or the other. So that's the thing they do.
Like if you get a critical skill, okay, just stick there for 2 years. Like if it's not even in your field what you actually wanted to do, just stick there for 2 years, because once you get stamp 4, then like things is like everything is there. Is this ideology correct for those 2 years if you're not working on the field that you want to do?
I would say it is suboptimal, but it works sometimes. Understand one basic concept is, first comes sustainability, then comes scalability.
I want you to think and tell me why not to come to Ireland.
If you're having an experience that can fetch around 55,000-60,000 euros, okay, then you can come. But anything before, okay, if you think that you can't be making up that much of money, you can think twice before coming in.